Good evening, viewers. Welcome to today's edition of the news. Let's take a look at the headlines first. President, Vice President and Prime Minister pay floral tribute to former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpai at Sadaiv Atal Memorial. Christmas celebration in Shillong festivities commence with prayers and harmonious echo of divine hymns. On Christmas Eve, Pope Francis appeals for courage to better the world. Santa Maria Shilla expressed confidence that NPP will win with absolute majority in KHADC and JHADC elections. And Azerbaijan Airlines plane crash, 62 passengers and 5 crew on board. The news in detail. President Draupadi Murmu, Vice President Jagdeep Dhamkar and Prime Minister Narendra Modi today paid floral tribute to former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpai on his 100th birth anniversary at the Sadaiv Atal Memorial in Delhi. Former President Ramnath Kovind, Union Minister Amit Shah, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu and Union Minister and BJP President J.P. Nadda, among others, also paid tribute to Atal Bihari Vajpai. As the clock strikes midnight, the festivities commence with heartfelt prayers and the harmonious echo of divine hymns, creating an atmosphere of reverence and joy across Shillong. Churches come alive with spiritual fervor, drawing large congregations to partake in this sacred tradition. The Cathedral of Mary Help of Christians, affectionately known as the Cathedral, becomes a focal point of devotion, with worshippers flocking to its grandeur in Police Bazaar. This profound moment, signifying the birth of hope, love and peace, transcends boundaries, bringing together individuals from diverse walks of life.
And when this miracle happened, what is my response?
Pope Francis said the story of Jesus' birth as a poor carpenter's son should instill hope that all people can make an impact on the world, as the pontiff on Tuesday led the world's Roman Catholics into Christmas. Francis, celebrating the 12th Christmas of his pontificate, presided at a solemn Christmas Eve Mass in St. Peter's Basilica and opened the 2025 Catholic Holy Year, which the Vatican expects will bring some 32 million tourists to Rome next year. In a sermon focused on the virtue of hope, which is also the theme of the Holy Year.
Sit Domine quesumus odierne festivitatis oblazio, ut per ex sacrosanta commercia in illius inveniamur forma in quo tecum est nostra substantia, qui vivit et regnat in saecula saeculorum. Amen.
In West Jaintia Hills District, Christmas was celebrated as the rest of the world celebrated the birth of Jesus Christ at St. Teresa Catholic Church. The festivities commence with the Holy Eucharistic Mass, presided over by Reverend Father Hilarious Lamare as the main celebrant. Following the Mass, a special benediction service was held, including a prayer service dedicated to children. The day concluded with a Christmas carol procession around Jowai town. Meanwhile, Presbyterian Thalabor Church, Jowai, also observed the midnight hour with prayer services, followed by a bonfire, musical dramas, songs and variety shows to mark the Christmas season. Sutnga Saipong MLA and NPP leader Santa Maria Shilla has expressed confidence that the party will win the upcoming KHADC and JHADC election with absolute majority. Speaking to media persons, she said that the party needs to bring more development to the people, and the NPP-led MDA government has brought huge schemes and development for all constituencies of the state.
This election, we hopefully the majority the party wins. We are working very hard, and maximum I'm quite sure that we should win this time. In Gentle Hills, yes, we are ready for the elections. We have our candidates everywhere in all the constituency, and we are hoping that we win this time. Every party has their own, their own strategy of working. So we, as a party, we just need to hear our people out, help our people, bring development to the constituency.
The vital National Highway 6 that connects Meghalaya with other northeastern states has now started the repairing work, and is expected that the road would be fit and fine by March next year. Santa Maria Shilla, who recently inspected the road, informed that the repairing work is 50% completed and the contractor is making his best attempts to expedite the whole repairing work. Asked about the frequent landslides which hampers the road and affects traffic movement, she said that an amount of Rs 190 crores is likely to be sanctioned next year for resolving the issues.
Now it's just that we are waiting for the road to be completed at the moment, and it 6 years on it is in a speedy pace at the moment, that the contractor is trying their best to finish up the work. Right now the work has been completed, say 50% till Sonapur, and the work is going on slowly. We are hoping that by March the people should be happy and get the road sorted.
An Embraer passenger plane flying from Azerbaijan to Russia crashed near the city of Aktau in Kazakhstan today, with 62 passengers and 5 crew on board. Kazakh authorities announced, saying that 28 people had survived. Kazakhstan's emergency ministry said in a statement that fire services had put out the blaze and that the survivors, including 2 children, were being treated at a nearby hospital. The bodies of the dead were being recovered. Azerbaijan Airlines said the Embraer 190 jet with flight number J28243 was flying from Baku to Grozny, capital of Russia's Chechnya region, but had been forced to make an emergency landing around 3 kilometers, 1.8 miles from Aktau in Kazakhstan. Meet Binester Karpor, an extraordinary individual who defies limitations and pushes boundaries despite living with visual impairment. His determination and commitment have shown that anything is possible. Here's a report.
Binester Karpor started his career as a computer instructor at the Bethany Society, but he found it challenging to impart training inclusively. As he was unable to train people with hearing impairment due to communication barriers, he decided to become a street basker to make ends meet. He is often seen performing in Police Bazaar, a busy commercial center.
Kababiang, computer training center. Nama computer hai kadai ka way ka technology ka ban kam hanam ta jigi ba mi. Data ma kahi bala aruban empower yangi. Kajinga kabade ba as a street basker ka bon ha. Nomor ba kamta hari kasi jungi kibat itu ya ka as a profession pi. Kibat shulong no bomban sel ne shul ole no da ki perlok ki ajingrap domde ba ma ki burom ya kam jonga and ki shulong ba isnei. Te kata kwe ke jinga.
Karpor has some formal music training, learning to play the guitar with the help of friends. As a basker, he can now support his wife and 4 children. He harbors a dream to pass competitive exams, but knows that he can give back to society through his music by performing on the streets, although very few accept basking as a profession.
Penkre ngapet om I macam tu jingdiang sop hadai itu black tape mo wan nom I ki perlok. Lo senjang mono tengara gitar ngalet lek samat fran dan let lo jakan mangam itu mo hangno balai hana babiang. Te ngasule lamun bet. Te ha kading sang jonga hang tu ke berka ke restroom bang tu ke restroom hamat fran so perlong pilih siapa ang lek ngasule sang jakwat jakami mentem no wan song ban ni hang ne tengah song tu kan tengah sedang muslim aja kat arpo ikane kam tamaja arpo bangal tang sibunai nang kadau yu nang kadau corona kan te so malu sa arpo rum yo bah te ka basdang bah te disno aja arpo ter as a street Basker.
He also dreams of building a house for the fiscal empire, as house owners are often reluctant to let out their properties to people with disabilities. His story is a testament to the human spirit's capacity for adaptation, perseverance, and achievements.
Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Prospero Año, Felicidad.
Bureau Report, DD News, Meghalaya.
Now for the weather report. First, let's take a look at the weather report in Tura. Minimum temperature is 12 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature 21 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 75%, and the weather forecast in Tura, dry weather is likely to occur at most places. Moving on to Shillong, minimum temperature is 7.1 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature is 17.1 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 71%, and the weather forecast in Shillong is dry weather likely to occur at most places. Meanwhile, in Jowai, the minimum temperature is 7 degrees Celsius, whereas the maximum temperature is 20 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 64%, and the weather forecast is a dry weather likely at most places. We will now have a look at the headlines once again. President, Vice President and Prime Minister pay floral tribute to former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpai at Sadaiv Atal Memorial. Christmas celebration in Shillong. Festivities commence with prayers and harmonious echo of divine hymns. On Christmas Eve, Pope Francis appeals for courage to better the world. Santa Maria Shilla expressed confidence that NPP will win with absolute majority in KHADC and JHADC elections. And Azerbaijan Airlines plane crashed 62 passengers and 5 crew on board. With that, we have come to the end of today's edition of the news. On behalf of DDK Meghalaya, wishing you all a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Until we meet again tomorrow, good night.